Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline and in today's video I'm bringing you a review and full day wear test on the brand new Kevyn Aucoin Foundation Balm. But before we get started, and if you're new here, please consider to subscribe to my channel and ring that little notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know more about this foundation, see the entire demo, if it works on dry, sensitive, and mature skin, then just keep on watching. Okay my friends, so here we go again, another foundation review. I'm trying to get all these foundation reviews as soon as possible. Hopefully you get to see this review the day that Sephora sale has started it, or at least a day before, so that way you know whether this foundation will be good for you, if you want to give it a try or not, and hear my opinions about it. And I'm talking about the Kevyn Aucoin Foundation Balm. But before I get started, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I just want to let you know what type of skin I have and what are my preferences about foundations. So I am in my late 30s. I do show some signs of aging. I do have some fine lines around my smile line, around my forehead. I have a little bit of fine lines right here and a lot under my eyes. I also have a dry to normal skin, mostly dry. I also have sensitive to very reactive skin. I had an allergic reaction to a foundation not too long ago, and I'm recovering from some dry patches. I thought I didn't have any until yesterday. I tried another foundation and I was like, oh, okay, I think I still have a dry patch. So my dry patch is right over here. It's not too notorious, but yesterday the foundation that I was trying, and which I have a review upon talking about the FENTY Beauty foundation, it made it really noticeable after many hours of wear. Anyhow, I also have enlarged pores right here. And what I look about a foundation, it is very simple. I just wanted to be kind of like a radiant type of foundation that it will give me a natural look. I don't like too much of a full coverage foundation. I do like a light to medium coverage foundation, something that I can build up to my preference. I do have a lot of freckles and I don't like to completely cover them, but I like to, like I said, camouflage them. So that's that. Now going into the foundation. So here is the box that it comes in. It is a beautiful purple box, very simple, nothing, big of a deal. I have got it in the shade light FB 4.5. I didn't have a local Sephora that will carry it, so I just kind of went with that shade finder from Sephora's website. Now let me read you a little bit more about this foundation. So first of all, it does come in 20 different shades. It's not a lot. It doesn't do much for those who have a darker skin tone, unfortunately. About the foundation, it says here that it's a full coverage foundation. It's supposed to give you a matte finish. It's a cream formula. The skin type that is better suited for is normal, combination, and oily skin. Highlighted ingredients from this foundation is hyaluronic acid, antioxidant vitamin C that protects and conditions the skin, as well as avocado oil that supports the skin barrier and protects against external damage. It's also free of parabens. Now when you take out the foundation from the box, this is the little jar that it comes in. Really nice. It's black, it says Kevyn Aucoin. It's a hard plastic. On the back you will find the shade. The foundation also comes with a very small brush for application. So in most of my videos, the way that I apply my foundation, I do half of my face with a brush and half of my face with a beauty sponge. But in this case, it seems like Kevyn Aucoin, the brand, is very precise to use a brush. So because they include a mini brush with it, so I think it is important to kind of like follow that step and apply this foundation with a brush. Now there's a couple things about this foundation that I don't like, mostly that it's matte. So I know you're gonna say, so then why you're reviewing it? I don't know, I was just curious. Now the net weight of this foundation is 22.3 grams or 0.7 ounces. So if you compare it, for example, to the Tantour by Huda Beauty bronzer and contour, this comes with 11 grams of product. This right here is half the size of this one. And now if you compare, for example, to the Chanel Soleil Tan bronzer, although it seems like it's double, it's not double. The Chanel has 30 grams of product, so it is just about 8 grams away. So it comes a pretty good amount of product on this foundation. I also want to give you a comparison about the brush. So this is the brush from Kevyn Aucoin, and this is the brush from IT Cosmetics, the number 7. So you see how big it is. This is kind of like a mini brush, but it's still a good size brush. It is very dense, which I think it will give more of a full coverage. So let's see how this goes. On one side of my face, I will not use any primer, nothing at all right here. And on this side of my face, I will be using this Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I usually use it, and I don't use it all over my face. I'm just going to use it right where I have my enlarged pores, which is in this area right here. But then again, I'm not going to use any primer on this side, so we can see how the foundation sits on those pores, into the fine lines, etc., as well as on this right patch right here. And before I had applied this primer, I had used only my moisturizer and SPF on my skin, and that's it. So let me open this up. I'm gonna see the consistency of this foundation. Oh, and by the way, this foundation is made in Italy, so it's really balmy and very thick of consistency. It doesn't have any apparent scent. Yeah, nothing that I can really tell. Okay, yes, it's really creamy and balmy. Well, let's start with the application. Maybe I should go with a brush directly. I don't know how much to use, so I'm just gonna give her a swirl. And this is how much product the brush picked up. Okay, right off the bat, as you can tell, the foundation color is way too light for me. I look like a ghost. And at first impression, it is very, very matte. It does give you an immediate medium to full coverage. So if you don't like full coverage, go very light-handed. I'm gonna be using some cream products to kind of like warm up my complexion, because as you can tell, I look very pale, and I do have a light to medium skin tone, just if you're new here and you want to know. Okay, my friends, I'm just gonna start applying my makeup and then take it from there. I'm gonna be applying as a bronzer my Chanel Soleil Tan, and I'm gonna be using the same brush that I applied the foundation with. Before I continue with my makeup, I just want to mention that it's extremely important. This foundation comes with this cover, that you put the cover, because otherwise your balm, it will dry. And all of these cream products, they usually has this lid. So just to let you know, don't throw away that little cap right there. This is Charlotte Tilbury Pink Gasm Blush. To warm up a little bit more my complexion, I'm going to be using my Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light Bronzer. And for highlighter, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills in Amrezy, something very light. Okay, my friends, I'm going to be going off camera, doing my eye look separately, and then I will come back and give you kind of like a first impression on how is the foundation looking after all the makeup application. So just stay tuned. Okay, my friends, so I'm done applying all my makeup, and I just want to make a little point right here. I have applied my concealer, which is this Jouer concealer, right on my dark circles and also on my eyelids, and I have set my concealer only with the Hourglass Veil powder. And I say only because I only had applied this powder right here on this area and then on my eyelids. I haven't set my whole face with no powder at all, and that's the way that I like to do most of my reviews, is to let the foundation do its thing, to then get an idea whether the foundation will need to be set with a powder or not. mostly also on this foundation because it's a matte foundation. I want to see how it does throughout the day. So we are still summertime, it's still hot here in California, so we will see maybe some of my oils peeking through and see how the foundation will, if it will move or it will set or not. As of right now, the foundation hasn't set yet. It doesn't feel like it's setting. At first you saw that the foundation color match is not my shade, so I need to exchange that for sure. On this area of my forehead, the foundation looks kind of dry, and it kind of like emphasizes a little bit my fine lines and this patch right here, just a dash. On my pore area, both sides, the side that I have that Tarte pore minimizer primer, and on this area right here, it doesn't emphasize much my pores as of yet, but I see some emphasis on my smile lines right here. So that is kind of a first impression. I think it has helped a lot that I use mostly cream products for the rest of my face. So basically I apply a cream blush, a cream bronzer, and I only apply a radiant type of bronzer, which was the Hourglass, just to give me a little bit more of, again, that radiance, because the foundation looked really matte. And that's pretty much it. So let me just get you a little bit closer so you can take a look at how the foundation is looking right after application. Okay, so it is 8:24 in the morning right now. I will be giving you some check-ins throughout the day. And if you wanna skip ahead, I will be leaving some time stamps on the description box below. Now, if you wanna know more about this foundation, just stay tuned. Okay friends, here is to a quick check-in. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have reapplied my lip liner and a little bit of lipstick right here. And let's see about the foundation. So it has settled. You see I have like a fine line right here. Has settled on that fine line. It has settled on these fine lines right here, and right here, and right here. On my dry patch right here, it doesn't show like it's clinging on it. It actually, in fact, it seems like it never was able to, you know, I passed it through there, and it was never able to kind of like cover it or go, you know, inside. So just that's the way it is, and it hasn't set, so it's not a foundation that it will set. Like I have this, my other phone right here, but yeah, it doesn't set. As you can see, hopefully you can see right there. Yeah, you can see all the foundation is there. I think what it has helped the foundation so far, it is that I apply cream products, because I do like the finish. It is balmy, so it looks creamy, but I definitely think I needed it to set it, because as you can tell, it's already creasing right there on my crevices of my nose. Okay, my friends, I will be giving you another check-in a little bit later on today. So just keep on watching. Okay, my friends, so I'm here for another check-in, and right now it is 6:11. So we have gone for a very long day as per usual, and here I am showing you the foundation. It looks pretty good. It doesn't look as matte as I was thinking it will, and the only thing is on my forehead, it looks a little bit drying, and that's kind of like normal if I use a matte foundation, and that's why usually I put a setting spray, but in this case I didn't want to put a setting spray. Another thing to note is that it has settled onto my fine lines, but I mean, we're talking about many hours, and as you can tell, it is so sunny outside still. So it is being hot. It's not humid here in California, but it's, you know, it has been in the 72, 75 degrees, something like that. It has settled just a little on my pores, but not a lot. So far I'm liking the foundation, and it's wearing pretty good, I mean, for these many hours. Okay, my friends, so just stay tuned for my final thoughts. Okay, my friends, so here I am giving you my final thoughts about this Kevyn Aucoin foundation. It is right now 8:47 in the evening, and I will have to say that this foundation has worn pretty good for all these amount of hours. I mean, we're talking about a little bit over 12 hours. Considering that this foundation is marketed for normal, combination, and oily skin, I do have dry skin, and I found to be very nice, comfortable foundation. Actually, because of its balmy texture, I didn't find it to be too drying. I was, to be honest with you, very afraid when I applied it first, because not only the shade was completely off, it left me with this matte finish that I'm not very fond, and kind of like leaning into that powdery kind of look. But as I apply my other products, it turned to be like a, like a really nice, very kind of like matte radiant type of foundation. So between like that soft matte to radiant, that it look really pretty. Now I will highly suggest when you apply this foundation, if you like full coverage, this foundation will give you from the get-go full coverage. But I was very conservative on the amount of product that I use with the brush. And I really enjoy this brush. Actually, it's a really good quality, nicely packed, not extremely soft, but soft enough that it's not scratchy at all. And you can stipple in the foundation, and you can go very light-handed with it and kind of like build it in from there. So I was able to achieve from the get-go a light to medium coverage. I don't think you will be able to acquire light coverage unless you try with a beauty blender or a beauty sponge. Now throughout the day, I noticed that the foundation settled onto my smile lines, which on my case are very prominent, and usually a lot of foundations, they tend to kind of like settle there, but not in a way that age me. So I like that, because some foundations, they settle so much that kind of age you, makes you look older, because it's so obvious that you have those fine lines or wrinkles. And then I have another line right here, and it actually settled in there, but I was able to tap it in throughout the day, and it didn't look so magnifying, the fine lines. And again, I was just able to tap it, and they were good to go. Now about my pores, I think it settles just a little, but the foundation doesn't emphasize them too much or magnify them. I definitely will use a pore minimizer primer with this foundation, but I love the finish of this foundation. And this is weird, because I don't like matte foundations, and at the beginning went kind of matte, but then I don't know, the way that it sets on the skin, the balmy texture, it just kind of like blends in with, I don't have oily skin, but it just, I don't know, it just converts one within the skin, and it actually blurs your imperfections. Now I do have, my forehead is usually the driest part of my face, my forehead and this area right here, my jawline, and that's usually when I break out, and that's usually where I break out, and that's usually where I have my dry patches. So I can see that matte finish on my forehead. And what I will do moving forward with this foundation, I will use a pore minimizer primer to begin with. Second, on my fine lines right here on this area, I will use a setting powder. I think the one by Jouer will work really good with this foundation, or a lightweight one like the one from Charlotte Tilbury too. And then on this area right here, what I think that I will do is maybe I will put a little bit of a hydrating type of primer, because again, this is the area where I tend to break out, that is the driest on my face, and where I have a little bit of a remaining dry patch right here. So because this area right here looks more mattifying, as I don't know if you can tell from here the difference between here and here on this area. So I don't have that oily T-zone like everybody has. I just don't. It has worn off very naturally. It doesn't look patchy or anything like that. I don't have much of the foundation here around my chin. Around this area right here is gone too. Around this area is gone. Yeah, but overall it just gives me such a beautiful finish. I'm really happy that I got it. Now, if you go to the Kevyn Aucoin website, you can try to see your shade match, but it's kind of weird. I mean, not only it only has 20 shades to choose from, pretty much 70% of these 20 shades are very light. I went with a 4.5, and as you saw on my application, I look like a ghost. And I think I may go to the 5.5, but that shade has a pink undertone, and I do not have a pink undertone. I have more of a neutral undertone, and then after that I think it jumps up to 7 to be in the neutral undertone, and I'm scared that that will be a little too dark. So unfortunately the shade range is not the greatest, and really they are not catering for my friends with darker complexions, and it's just very unfortunate that such a big you know, very well regarded brand is not taking in consideration clients with darker complexion. So that is unfortunate. So I think I will just go into my Sephora and I'm gonna exchange the foundation for a darker color, because this right here, although I found it with a shade finder at Sephora, is not my right shade. It was just way too light. I mean, you saw the amount of bronzer that I had to put on, and yet I still don't look, you know, 100% like the color of the rest of my body. So but other than that, I really love the foundation. I love the way it looked. It looked blurred. It looked like my skin was a little bit more like a porcelain doll, and I like the medium coverage that I got. I think that's more than enough, and I used very little with this brush, very little. So I think also the foundation will last you a long time. I think this foundation works for dry skin. Now if you have super dry skin, super dehydrated, like that, maybe the area right here on my, you know, my forehead, or you have too many dry patches everywhere, it may not work like 100%. I mean, you have to manipulate it a little more, but overall I'm really impressed. I'm really happy about it. I was actually not intended to do this foundation review because there has been so many foundations. There's other foundations coming out into the market that I'm also interested, and it's just, you know, it's quite a bit, and I really wanted to kind of like take a break off foundation. So there's maybe like 3 or 4 more foundations that I'm looking forward to review, but then I just need to really take a break on the foundation, you know, this foundation thing, because it's just a little too much. But I'm super happy that I got this foundation. I think the price is worth it. I mean, I know it's plus $50. It is up high, but the amount of product that you receive, although is less in fluid ounces, this is a balm, and the little amount that I put on my face, it really covered my whole face great with a medium coverage. So I think this foundation will last me for a long time. It never felt like it's set completely, but it doesn't transfer a lot, and I showed to you on my phone, so it's, I mean, it does transfer. It never sets by itself, so you really need to set it with you know, some type of setting powder. I don't know if you can see it right there, but yeah, it never finishes setting. So that's another thing. So most likely it will transfer, but other than that, it's a really good foundation. I'm really impressed. I'm really looking forward to keep using it. I'm super happy that it's now part of my collection. And with that being said, my friends, I think this is the wrap up of this video. I hope you really enjoy it. Thank you so much for staying until the end. If you like this video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share it with somebody else that may like this type of videos all about beauty and let's grow our family. Also, please leave your comments down below. Let me know if you have tried this foundation, if you're planning to pick it up on the Sephora sale, or maybe just skip over it. You know, let's just start the conversation. It's very helpful for our little community right here to know, you know, like every aspect about it. Also, if you have tried it and you have liked it, what is the preferred way for you to apply it, with which type of primers or no primers. You know, it's always good to have that conversation here in our family. Also, if you haven't done so, please consider and subscribe to my channel and ring the post notification bell. Remember, that's the only way that YouTube will let you know whenever I upload new videos. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.